stepped in and Josh Phillips does it.
Oh.
Somebody else. I know who the lady is, but I can't think of who she is right now.
Okay. It's 5 o'clock. Do you want me to go or you want me to wait? I was just waiting for that clock to turn 5.
Nope, you're perfect.
All right. We'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. Can everybody please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call.
Chairman Gilbert, absent. Vice Chairman Hartless,
Here.
Member Mealy,
Here.
Member Bailey,
Here.
Member Com,
Here.
Member Gonzalez.
Here.
Okay. No call to the public. I'm gonna go over September's report really quick. Sorry, it's only on this screen. The other one, I don't know what's going on over there. So if you. So there are circulation statistics for September. Pretty much on par with what we've seen in the last year or so. And you can see the canopy visits on there as well, which are down from September of 2024. But again, that's whenever we first rolled out canopy. So I think we were getting a lot more visits there because people were so interested in it being new. And then some library statistics. We brought in 44 new patrons this month, or last month. Just kidding, September. Wow. Computer usage down by just a little bit. Study room, same thing. New material is up, and again, we're crediting a lot to that, to Mr. Penn's donations, and we are still looking forward to receiving more donations from him, so that number will continue to increase for a bit. Our references are still trending upward. Go ahead. As for revenue, that's where we stood as of September. So again, we're still above where we were in the previous year. And then you'll see it going into the next month that the trend still stays there as well. Programming, we did multiple Club Kindies, music and movement. Miss La Paz had come for a story time. We did giant game night. A Twilight anniversary watch party where we made bracelets and buttons and all sorts of Twilight goodies. And then we have all of our book clubs, and we did a tiny paint night for adults. Then for 6 to 11 programming, we had Fable Makers, Study Guild, and Nature Rangers, which are our normal programs. For 12 to 17, we had poster making for the football games, book bedazzling, a tab meeting. They participated in Study Guild one of the times, and then we had some kids make some dreamy clouds, which were really cool. If you didn't see any of those pictures, they're on our Facebook. Joanna did a really good job with them. Those were the places that we did outreach in September. We try and make it a point to go to all the schools whenever we can, but whenever we don't have enough staff, we have to cancel visits. And you'll see that in October as well. But yeah. Those were our book club books for September and into October. I think those were just October, actually. No, you're okay. Beanstack was way up for 6 to 10-year-olds. For 0 to 5-year-olds, it was up. We saw it trending across the board, that our numbers were higher for this year from last year. So that's pretty cool, especially considering it takes a lot of work to utilize Beanstack.
Is that last statistic, sorry, that like the number of people who utilize?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So for like 6 to 10-year-olds in September, we had 43 kids signed up that were utilizing it during the month of September.
Okay.
And then the minutes on the next slide, that's how many minutes were read for each of those age groups. So especially for like our teens and our 6 to 10-year-olds, that number is I think, really impressive considering the fact that they're having to read by themselves and getting kids to read whenever there are tablets and video games and things. It's really hard. So we're really proud of those numbers. And then our fall programming calendar is what's next, which we kind of already, it already kind of happened. So there's our October calendar, which we'll talk about in a minute. And then our November calendar, which shifted a little bit from what was posted there. Any questions about September? It was so long ago. It was. And then, no. Oh. Yes. So here's October. At a glance, our circulation statistics again are just about the same except for our canopy visits. They're down. They went way down in October of last year, and they're up from last year, but they're down from last month. I think that we need to do more advertising online about it and talking about it. It's just hard to figure out how to do that without it being our.
What if you incorporated like, cause with the bean stack, you get like little challenges. And I think that helps with the kids. I
Mhm.
mean, the adults too, cause I was really happy to get a high five from my favorite librarian, so, but what if you did something like that? Could you incorporate some type of maybe challenge, watch a movie on Canopy and get a prize from the prize box or
We
something?
can. So more so during like Library Lovers Month or like National Library Week, we'll do stuff like that, and we can tie that into Beanstack. But that's typically whenever we blast what our like resources are and the things that we have. So I think it's just what it is at this point. And it's something that we need to revisit if we want to continue paying for this, or if we would like those funds to go back into funding our DVD collection. So right now the funds for that have been pulled from the DVD collection and put into Canopy to supplement it. But I think we have more people checking out DVDs than we do utilizing Canopy. So it's just something that we gotta weigh out in the next year or so. But I know that Joanna will be talking to the coalition about Canopy and a bunch of other resources this coming month. So hopefully that'll help as well.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
So you're saying like it's hard to promote Canopy online or
Yes.
show how to like use
To
it?
show
or
how to use it. So I've tried doing like screen like
record?
recordings of it before. We've done it where we pull it up on the computer, but then you're dealing with all like the weird wavy lines of recording on the computer. And then just getting buy-in to start. I think the people that are still utilizing it are the people that we've had from the beginning for the most part,
Okay.
which again I think says a lot because they're people that are wanting it, obviously. But remembering to post about it every month, and like because every month they do new drops and they remove movies and they add new movies based off of a different theme. It's trying to make it trying to balance where our feed is not so saturated that everything gets lost. But I think that we can do a better job of doing that. They do offer a lot of different promotional materials. It's just taking the time to do that along with all of the other stuff that we do.
Okay. Yeah, because I was about to recommend like since it's the holidays, I don't know if there's holiday movies kind of promoting like, hey, for the month of Thanksgiving or November
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But it seems like it's just more, just kind of figuring out the best way to do that and in the hands
Yes.
to be able to do that.
And we did make one a video in October talking about it. It's on our TikTok. It was shared on all of our platforms, and it did highlight some scary movies. So I'm hoping that will help moving forward as well. But it's just something that we wanted to try and see if it's what our patrons and our community is wanting and needing. So
Or what about your people that check out DVDs?
Mhm.
What if you had like a little thing that when they check out a DVD, just whoever's checking them out say, hey, check this out.
yeah, that might work.
Get lots of.
I was gonna say, so like when the people that are checking out the DVDs, do you guys tell them like, hey, have you guys heard of this Canopy?
The feedback that we get from most of our DVD borrowers, is that they don't have internet. So that's why they're checking out the DVDs.
Yeah. makes
So it's a
sense.
different demographic as well. And then this year we've also we're very lucky to receive a very large DVD donation. We're still sifting through it and adding more. We had to move where the DVDs are in the library because we had so many and we'd outgrown the space again. So that's something to also consider, that even if we do have a budget for DVDs, it's not always feasible to add more DVDs. So I think that that's where Canopy is cool, because it's constantly turning over what is available, but then we have the people who don't have internet access at home and aren't able to utilize this resource because of that lack of resource. More statistics. References again up. New materials are down from last month. And that number looks different than what I had in the other one, so I need to look at that. Our study rooms and computer usage is down, but again, I think that's just from us utilizing the spaces differently in the library. And then patrons, we had 39 new patrons this month versus last year where we had 37. So about the same. Our revenue, we were at about just over $400 this month, which is up from about $250, $275-ish last year. So that's pretty cool. We almost doubled it, if not doubled it, from last year. It's pretty exciting to see. Instead of giving you numbers, I'd rather show you faces this month. These are some of our programs that we had. This was a Fable Makers program where they made haunted houses out of graham crackers. That was a really fun and messy program. There was lots of sugar had. There's our Dadkula mummies and monster story time. We read stories. There were crafts for the kids to do and a little photo op for families. Another thing that we'd like to highlight is that with Red Ribbon Week, we gave away a ton of books. These books were donated by our friends. We had a ton of kids. Obviously, we didn't take a lot of pictures because the staff was busy, but there were a lot of books given away. I think we were left with maybe 15 or 20 left out of the over 200, so that's pretty cool. We had a murder mystery night for our adults. It was a groovy 70s themed murder mystery, super fun. It was really cool because none of our staff had to play. Typically we have people back out and then we have to fill in, or we don't have enough people sign up. So this was one of, if not the only, one of the few instances where staff didn't have to sub in and play along. So that was really fun that it was just completely patron ran for the most part. And it was a good time. There was that one, that murder mystery is my favorite. It's super funny. It's very, how do I say it? It's for adults and it's hilarious to see people's reactions to reading their scripts and reading their names and their backgrounds and stuff like that. That one is fun. Going back to no, just kidding. We haven't gone over that yet. Go ahead. Outreach, we did a little bit less this month. We did go to Arizona Western College. We went to Blake Primary School. We went to Wallace Elementary and continued our junior high visits as usual, but we didn't go everywhere else this last month. We had a lot going on, and it was just between people being sick and out. It's hard to get away whenever that happens. And then October book club books, our book clubs read those books. We're picking a new chips and salsa book tonight, so if you're interested in reading spicy books, come on over after the meeting. Our November books for the book clubs that have already been picked are those two. Forbidden Shelf is reading The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian by Sherman Alexie, and Just Book Club is reading Water for Elephants. For Beanstack, those are our statistics. They're all over the place, like going from month to month. It's like sometimes people choose to do it and then they forget 1 month and then it's back, and we're just happy people are utilizing it, even if it's just a handful. I did have the opportunity this last month to speak to, I think there were like 50 different librarians on the call, but our library was asked to present along with 2 other libraries on Beanstack and present like what works for us, the challenges that we're using, the challenges that we face personally within the system, and then just throw out our ideas to people and then also get ideas back. So that was really fun as well.
So do those numbers reflect like, so for example, the 18 plus is what, 52? Does that reflect 52 separate people, or if I log in once a day for 4 days, does that count as 4 times, or I'm just counting as
No,
one person?
It's one person.
Okay.
It's individuals, and they're active. So the way that I pull the numbers is through active loggers. So those are people who, while we have a ton of people signed up for a challenge, they may not all be logging. So during the month, we had 52 active loggers for adults. We had 25 6 to 10-year-olds. We had 6 0 to 5-year-olds. We had 9 11 to 17-year-olds. I will say that the one from 2024 was my own kid. So I wouldn't even look at the one if I were you.
Oh, he still counts.
He counts. I just have to fight him to do it. And then the minutes read are there as well, which there were none for last year for the 6 to 10, the 0 to 5, and the 11 to 17. So that's great growth. And then going into fall and winter programming, in November, we have lots of programming happening. The family program that you see on the 20th is actually going to be a Wicked night. With Wicked coming out that weekend, we're going to do a sing-along and then have different crafts out for the kids to do. You can dress up with your families. That's kind of our plan for that one. Tab is doing a turkey hand painting that day. So if you have littles or even bigs are fun to paint their hands. We're doing turkey painting with them. We have Club Kindy happening the 3rd and the 17th. Fable Makers is happening. We're closed tomorrow as well as the 27th. Our book clubs and all of our normal programming is still happening. And yeah, our friend sales are happening on the weekend. Next weekend, I believe. And then going into December, again, most of our normal programming, but we slow down the closer we get to break. So our numbers historically have dropped down during school breaks. We don't have kids that have rides to come into town. I don't know if you guys have the same thing.
Oh, yeah, we
Yeah.
completely dip during break.
Yeah. So most of our programming is geared toward the kids that come after school. And then we will have Santa at the library on the 10th at 4 o'clock and at 5:30. And as long as the Grinch is still available, on the 17th and 18th, we'll have Grinch story time those 2 days as well. We decided to move Santa story time closer to the beginning of December. We noticed that the closer it got to Christmas, the less people cared about Santa. We had very few families sign up for Santa versus the year before when it was at the beginning of December. People were excited, wanted to get out there and get their pictures with Santa, but by the time it was closer to Christmas, everybody already had that. So it wasn't.
They want it in time for the Christmas cards.
Yes. So we've moved it closer to the beginning. And yeah, we'll do 2 of each of those story times. Nope, that's it. We are also doing a canned food drive or just non-perishable food drive this month, all month long for our Little Free Pantry to help stock it for the next few months. That pantry is utilized and is wiped clean by the end of the night every time we fill it. So we're seeing the need and we'd like to fill it, but it comes out of our pocket a lot of the time. So we'd like to get more donations from the community to help fill that. So if you know of anybody or if you want to clean out your guys' cabinets, bring your canned goods by.
Okay, thank you, Phoenix. Old business, discussion and possible action on the following items, which the statistics, programming, and event update, that's what we just pretty much covered.
Yeah.
Xeroscope update, Xeroscope. am I saying that?
Xeriscape. Yeah. So the first crew is done. The people who laid all the plants, did all the dirt. Now we're just waiting on the second crew to come in, and they'll do the pavers along the walkway and then the crushed sealed dirt along the path. And then that'll pretty much wrap it up. We are really happy with how it looks. I think it's going to be so pretty once it's finished. And I can't wait to start looking at grants to put a story walk in there. I need to send an email, actually, about that. I don't know when. We're just waiting on them to have availability to come and finish it, is what we're waiting on. We got pushed back, and then we got pushed forward, and then it rained a bunch, so then it got pushed back again, and then the crew was done, and the new crew has to come in, so it's just a process after a process, but their team was really sweet. They were great. I really enjoyed the Angels landscaping guys. They were awesome.
Looks good.
Okay, new business, discussion and possible action on the following items. Discuss an action to approve or deny the minute meetings of September 9th, 2025. Was the meeting on September 9th or September 8th?
This says the 8th. Okay, so then the agenda says the 9th.
Okay, so it was the 8th? Does anybody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from September 8th.
And I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? Okay. Discussion on members of the board to follow the town code of conduct for boards, committees, and commissions.
I don't have it in front of me. Do you have, oh, it's in here? Okay, cool. So essentially, one thing that we haven't been great about is making sure that whenever people's times on the board are up, that we're replacing them or having them reapply essentially. I know our pool for people is rather small in the town, so I appreciate you guys sticking it out with us. But we need to relook at this and see how we want to move forward with that, considering I think a couple of you are past your term.
Could be.
I
But
think-
4 years?
I think it's 4 years.
I don't think I've met 4 years yet, but I'm close to it,
Yeah.
probably. And I know Missy was here before I was here, but I
Yes.
haven't seen her in quite a few meetings. So is she even part of this board anymore?
That's another thing that we
I was
need
gonna
to
say
discuss
that's
as well.
definitely another
is-
thing we should discuss as well.
Yeah, how we want to navigate that. And I feel like we just need to follow what the boards and commission says.
I feel like
Started. It was before
we
2022.
made, there was a spreadsheet made once upon a time.
Yes.
Yeah, it's there somewhere.
Okay, I was gonna say, yeah, I think we should definitely get that then and see what, if we want to follow this, who's got
Mhm.
expiring soon and if they want to reapply,
Mm-hmm.
just so we're following this and are in a compliance.
To 23, October of 23. In here. And this is
Yeah. And I went back in the minutes to see, in council minutes to see when people were approved. And I think you were brought on in like 2022, maybe?
I do not remember.
I think. But that's as far as the minutes go in on the website as well.
2022, so I've been here 3 years.
I think so, yeah.
Does not feel like that long.
I know.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think, yeah, if we could definitely, Darcy, get a list that shows like who's coming up soon and so.
I think, Phoenix, what year did you,
I started
no,
in
not started, but took over as librarian?
2020. I want to say 2023.
Okay. Maybe I'm over 4 years then.
Maybe.
And right as you were coming in, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then it does say that you guys can do 2 consecutive terms, I believe is what it says. Doesn't it?
Right at the end.
Serve more than two.
Shall serve no more than 2 consecutive 4-year terms.
Okay. And then we need to advertise for our vacancies currently. But before we started advertising for them, we wanted to know how many we were going to have. So that's part of our holdup here. And also wanting to advertise for not only our board, but other boards at the same time so we can get all of those taken care of.
So then right now we have one vacant seat.
Yes. And then we have looking at Chairman Gilbert, do we know about how long or how many she's missed? Do you know if it's been 50% of the regular meetings or
I would just estimate that it probably has.
She wasn't been like September and she wasn't here.
in November? Yeah.
So before June, this would have been it here. Here, she missed January, February, did not have a meeting in March. She was here April and May, June and July, and August. Would have been on the phone,
Mm.
too.
Yeah, for any given calendar.
So 4 out of the year so far.
Okay.
So what is it? Is it 50%?
It is unexcused absences for at least 50% of the regular meetings or 3 consecutive unexcused absences.
If she misses December,
Yeah.
so if she misses December, that'll be 3 in a row.
Okay, so
But she, I believe, is at the point where she would need to reapply. So, because of her time, yeah. Because I believe she came on the year that I started working at the library, which was 2021, I believe.
So do we revisit, since being newer to the board, do we do this like in January as the start of this?
That's what we're trying to figure out, how you guys would like to move forward with revisiting it. Do you want it to be a yearly thing where we're like, hey, you have this long, that you have this long, just like a recap?
Yeah, I
think
think
it
that's a good
should.
idea.
Maybe December or
And then we'll have like
yeah.
a running thing every year so it doesn't get missed anymore.
Okay, so
Yeah, because I honestly have
think-
no
yeah,
idea.
and It'll
Yeah.
give us time if, like, say Sarah's her term's expiring and she doesn't want to reapply, it'll give us
us time.
time to maybe find someone before and just saying, okay, this is your last meeting, and then the next meeting we don't have anybody. So if she kind of, you know what I mean? If we kind of knew when everybody was, and if they're gonna reapply
Yeah.
or not, at least maybe give us more time then. Yeah, exactly.
No
So,
quorum. Yeah.
Okay.
Should we do that every January at the start of the year then?
That's fine.
Sure. And we'll look into it further on our end too, so we can have something to talk about in January.
Should I
and
make
get
a
dates?
should I make a motion and have someone second?
Yeah.
Motion to revisit members' eligibility and application, I guess, for January for the previous year. Anyone?
Second.
all in favor?
I,
Anybody opposed to that?
Sarah seconded.
This last item was Missy's item.
Oh. It was? What did she want to, do you know?
He asked us for a 5-year plan. We don't have one. We create a yearly plan based off of the budget that we have, and go off of that. So if you guys were wanting a 5-year plan from me, I can work on that, but I need like direction as for what you're wanting. It's just really hard to plan 5 years in advance whenever we don't know what our
Funds are.
budget or our
Yeah,
funds
exactly.
or.
Could we do a
anything like that.
year? Maybe we.
And
edit-
we do a
edit that
yearly
to
one.
A year? Oh, we do? Okay.
Yeah.
So we can.
And I just set out, I meet with my staff every fiscal year and we set out our goals for the year for the library, and then I do that individually with them as well. And then I bring that to you guys and show you the statistics for the year, where we want to see growth, where we'd like to improve, and then base our goals around that as well.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, then I'm okay with that.
Okay with a year, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, then are there any future topics that need to be addressed at the next meeting? The only thing I was gonna say, which we kind of already addressed though, was just the vacant seat. Just,
Yeah.
we want to try to get this seat filled.
I have
So,
applications in the
have at
library,
least a
so if you
second one
have
on-
anybody,
If Gilbert's not coming back.
yeah, then we'll need another one.
And hers would definitely be up before mine, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, say if I started in 2022, you're saying, I'm pretty sure she was here before me as well, so.
If you would like, next month we can revisit it and just, we'll try and find out where everybody stands. And then in January, we can talk about the reapplication and all of that stuff. With
Okay.
that, does that sound good? Okay, I'll look and see what I can find too.
I just know that my picture is still up in the lounge at school, so I don't know if there's a date on that.
Yeah. Look
I
at
don't
that
know
for
who
me.
put it up there. But
Yeah. Like I can go back to 2022, but before that, she'll have to do digging.
I know that it was the winter.
Okay, anything else anybody has? Okay, Adjourn this meeting at 5:29.
Beautiful.
Thank you.